Good morning, everyone. I am super excited to introduce a new video series I'm doing called 30 Days of Art, where I will be challenging myself to upload several videos a week and practice my illustration and painting skills. So today's episode 1, features this little pink lady, and she is titled Pollinate. Each of the original pieces in this video series will be available for purchase at very affordable prices. Yay! So let's get started with materials. First up, I have my Prismacolor Col-Erase pencils that I use for outlining and blending and highlighting. I also have this really nifty Pilot Pocket brush pen with a soft brush tip. This green highlighter, I'm not sure where I got it, I think from Daiso. And a Gellyroll White Gel Pen that I got many years ago, and these awesome Blick Studio brush markers in Rose Petal, Warm Gray 10%, Light Maize Shell, Peach Blush, and Light Cerulean Blue. I love these markers a lot, and they're super affordable. And I also ordered this pack of Canson marker paper on Amazon, which is super great for marker art because it doesn't bleed through and it's very smooth, which I love. And oh yeah, by the way, I got a lot of tips on what materials to use for illustration work from this wonderful YouTuber named Tori Ann. You guys might know her as Juicy Ink on YouTube. Her Tumblr blog has a very helpful list of what markers, pens, and pencils to buy, and I will link it in my description below because I definitely referred to it for guidance when I was shopping for illustration supplies because, you know, as you all know, I'm primarily an oil painter and I like to get started with illustrating. So yeah, this series is kind of also to help me grow as an artist. Obviously, I'm in love with oils, and I think they'll always be my favorite medium, but I think there's great merit in learning different types of mediums. I think there's a huge difference between illustration and painting, and by learning something that's kind of the opposite of what I'm used to, I think it'll really supplement how I approach oil painting as well. I think I read an interview with, I'm not sure which DJ, but some really famous electronic dance music DJ, and he said how to get inspiration for his EDM songs, he doesn't listen to other dance tracks. He listens to country and classical and rock, and that helps create like a unique vision for his music, which is primarily dance. So I was really inspired by that method of learning and kind of his outlook on his craft, and I kind of want to do the same. So by practicing illustrating and using lines and different textures, and kind of also with markers too, like relying on color studies and not so much like just blending all colors together, but just choosing the right colors and putting them in the right places. I think it'll greatly help my approach to oil painting as well. So perhaps in the future in my oil paintings you'll notice that they take on a more illustrative nature. Another reason I really wanted to do this series, other than just helping myself practice, was I've gotten a lot of people requesting me to put out original artwork that's a little bit more affordable, and these illustrations don't take too long. They take me around 1 to 2 hours, and so I'm able to price them a lot more affordably for people out there who might be in school or just might not have a lot of money to spare on original artwork. So yeah, like everyone should have a chance to own original art. I think it's like a really, really amazing thing to have. It's like you own a piece of the artist's time and the artist's passion, and it's just like a very special gift or just something to buy for yourself. I love collecting original art myself, but yeah, I know like paintings, especially oil paintings, take so many hours, days even, and it's like it's this dilemma where the artist can't price it too cheap because then they're like pretty much not getting paid at all for the work they're putting in. But then if they price it too expensive, at a price point that's fair for the artist, it's usually out of reach for the customer. So I'm hoping that with these illustrations, that more people will be able to afford my artwork. So yeah, this one actually already sold before I even uploaded this video. It was priced at $75, which I think for an original illustration is pretty fair. But my future ones, I will always list them up for sale, and I'll always put the link in the description below. So if you guys are ever interested in starting your own art collection, and for some reason you want to buy one of my pieces, which I will be like super honored and flattered, this series would be a great place for you to find some pieces that won't dent your wallet too badly. Okay, so I think I'm going to take some time now to answer a few more frequently asked questions that you guys have posted on Patreon. And by the way, thank you to everyone who has pledged on Patreon or who has just visited my page and taken the time to interact with me and support me. And I'm so flattered you guys come to me for advice. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what the heck I'm doing either. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all your questions. The one I'll be answering today is from Lizzie C, and she asks, how do you constantly come up with ideas on what to paint? I am always stumped for ideas, and I love the creativity and thought that goes into your work. Thank you, Lizzie. So a great technique that I use to always have fresh ideas at my disposal is to constantly be sketching or writing down whatever pops into my head. Whether I hear a song on the radio and I hear like a couple of lines of lyrics that I think might be really poetic or interesting and I write it down, or I'm like grocery shopping and I see a cool logo on like a box of crackers or something, like any sort of stimuli that I receive in my brain that I think might be of use, like even if it's like a 1% chance it might be useful or inspiring, I will write it down, because you never know. Like every time I sit down and prepare to create a new piece of artwork, I look through my sketchbook, my notes, my phone, because I'm constantly writing things down on the notepad app on my phone. And from that rough collection of brainstormed thoughts, I can usually weave a story together. I can usually, like, if I have a starting point, I can always grow that starting point idea and flesh it out and have it evolve into something great. So I think, like, as long as you give yourself enough things to start with, enough ideas to start with, whether they're good or bad, you'll find it's a lot easier to come up with something new. So also another thing I do is I've kind of trained myself to perceive the world and just kind of live my life in a constant state of receiving ideas. Like every time I'm out or watching a movie or like doing any sort of boring errands, I'm constantly trying to find and pick out little morsels of inspiration from my surroundings. So obviously you get a lot of inspiration from music and film and like going on Instagram and looking at other artists' work, but you can also get a lot of inspiration from everyday life. So just constantly be aware and be receptive to anything that could inspire you, and write it down, draw it out, and that'll really help give you an inventory to choose from when you're thinking of starting an idea. Oh wow, our video is coming to an end. I think I'm going to be uploading every other weekday. I mean, I would love to upload every day, but I just unfortunately can't commit to that schedule because I have so many projects and gallery shows and other things coming up. But if you like this video and want to see a real-time version of it, I will be uploading every video of this series in real time on my Patreon page, so you guys can get a closer look at my technique. And also, I host a monthly coloring challenge on Patreon, and this is a sneak peek of this month's coloring page. And I'm super excited. It's like super cute. I love cats. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps my channel. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!